Hey everyone, it's Mike from the Mindset Design team. And in today's video, we're going to be exploring the question UX versus UI. What's the difference? So first of all, what do they stand for? UX stands for user experience, whereas UI stands for user interface. So what's the difference between the two? Well, here's a more formal definition. UX is focused on the optimization of a product for its effective and enjoyable use. In other words, it's the usability of the product. Is it pleasurable to use? Does it meet your goals? UI is more concerned with the look and feel. It's the presentation. You could even say the visuals of a product, whether it's physical or digital. So to give some examples of what the difference is between the two and why they're both equally important, let's take the classic Heinz ketchup bottle. On the left, right, you could say that the UI is good, looks nice, but if you've ever experienced this, and I have, you're trying to pump out the ketchup onto your hot dog and it just comes out in all these big glops, right? Or nothing comes out at all. So you could say that it's a bad user experience. Now, in recent years, Heinz, they updated their ketchup bottle design. So now it's plastic instead of glass, and the lid, crucially, is on the bottom. You could say that the UI looks good, looks nice, and the UX, however, is good. That's the key difference, because with the plastic bottle and the lid on the bottom, you can totally control how much ketchup goes on your hot dog. So that's an example of why they're both equally important. Now let's take a more digital example, something that you might see on your phone when you're signing up for an account or something. If you look at the example on the right, you could say that that's typical UI when you're giving your personal information to sign up. However, here, there's an error, right? Something went wrong in your inputs when you're signing up for something, but it's not very clear what field is the error. Is it the first name field? Is it the email field? So that's bad UX. It's confusing, right? There's no effective usage. Now, if we look at the example on the left where we made a little bit of change, right? That's typical UI, but the key is that's good user experience. I look at this screen and instantly I know, oh, something's wrong with the email input, right? And if I look at the error message, which is right below the email field, it's very clear what's wrong. So that's an example of good UX. So here's the thing to remember. Good UI doesn't necessarily mean good UX. I took these sample screens here. They capture on-trend UI, and I think it's pretty beautiful. It's got the whole glass morphism effect, which has been pretty trendy for the last couple years. Nice gradients. It looks nice. But on the other hand, let's say like you were actually using this. Put this in the hands of a user. Like, is everything legible, right? Some of the blurs and gradients, right? It makes it hard to see what exactly you're doing or even what those words are. So once again, good UI doesn't necessarily mean good UX. So to capture the differences between the two and how they intersect, I think this is a good illustration, right? UX has to do with the usability, right? And a lot of user research goes into it. UI has to do with the visuals, look and feel, design patterns, but they both heavily involve having empathy for our users, collaboration with a balanced team, design thinking, as well as prototyping, building the minimal viable product. You must have both when you're doing the MVP. So hopefully this video was helpful in capturing the differences between UX and UI.